Our other big story, closing Michigan schools has thrown everything up in the air for students, teachers, and their families. A new memo made it official today saying online learning will not count as instruction hours. Now, we've been talking about this, but we want to take a close look at where things stand right now. Let's bring in Paula Tutman. She's been checking in with our educators. There's a lot of questions about this, Paula.
Yeah, Karen, and we have been warning parents and students that this is probably going to be the case because of the law that says equitable learning has to be accessible to all students, and that's just not possible when it's done remotely. But as you can imagine, with this point of clarification, there's just simply more confusion. As the week closes on a difficult and often confusing 5 days for parents and their children who are learning remotely.
At 8 o'clock this morning, our teachers just sent out some assignments and we just have to complete them online.
Since the governor closed schools, educators have been grappling with very key policy questions. How can students be educated remotely, and how can they make that learning count with grades? Today, the Michigan Department of Education is providing clarity, announcing that the enrichment learning being done diligently by teachers and being followed by students will not count academically.
So while schools are doing an excellent job of providing enrichment materials and supplemental learning products and things like that for their students, those activities will not count towards the state mandated 180 days of instruction.
The caveat is that students should be doing everything they can to keep their brains nimble and to get ahead of the learning curve. But the work they do will neither count for or against them in terms of maintaining current grades, which is throwing some parents through a loop, like Carlos, whose daughter is supposed to graduate a year early this year.
I was so excited, about her, getting out of school early, a whole year early and stuff, coming into adulthood and things like that. But now I guess it's kind of pushed stuff back.
By law, students must have 180 days of instruction, with 9 days forgivable for snow days. And so depending on whether or not your district has taken any snow days this year, your child will have to make up all of these days missed by this shutdown. It means that it is entirely possible that if school does not go back into session April 6th, it will be impossible to satisfy legal requirements, and school will have to resume in the summer months, if even then.
Absent a legislative fix or legislative answer on the question, the days that the schools have been mandated to be closed will be tacked on at the end of the school year. In order for a day to count as a day of instruction, you have to have 75% of your students attend on that day. And if we stretch into June or July, we're starting to worry about if we'll be able to meet that attendance threshold.
Yeah, okay, so cue the dominoes, because remember, this has an absolute domino effect. In fact, let's talk about the teachers. So are they teaching or are they volunteering? Are they being mandated to teach? We're going to talk about that at 5 o'clock as well. But Karen, you and I have been also talking about private schools, and the bottom line is private schools are fairly autonomous. Parents are going to have to check with their private schools to figure out what they should expect. And of course, this does not affect colleges at all. Did you keep track of all that? It's a lot.
I'm trying, and it's just so upsetting as a parent. You're trying to juggle everything right now and trying to be a good parent and get all of this stuff done, and now come to find out it may not even mean anything. All right, well, we appreciate
grade-wise.
Grade-wise, right.
Grade-wise.
Okay. But we may have to go into summer school, so that's going to be a whole nother thing. We will join you later at 5 and 6 for more on this huge story. All right, thank you, Paula.